I'll shut up in a second, but I have a couple of things to say about this before I get started with the video proper. First of all is that I haven't really played any System Shock games up until my first exposure maybe a couple weeks ago when I finally decided to play System Shock 2, which I've owned for a little while but never really did anything with. So, what I did was I actually downloaded the alpha demo of this game here, the remaster, and I played through it a couple times. What you're seeing here is probably my third time playing the demo. I actually really enjoyed it that much, and at the same time I was trying to get enough footage, good footage, to actually put together. But as it turns out, the game actually crashed just before I finished the floor, so you're going to see pretty much a near total playthrough of this demo, which I was really surprised with because going through this another couple of times showed me that there were alternate ways of doing things that I really wasn't aware of before, and I was blown away by this. It's something that I didn't really feel with the last game, but now that I'm aware of it, it's wondering if I can retroactively sort of experience that going back and playing it. It plays very similar, of course, to the first to the first game I played, as to say the second, but it's also a big departure from how it was before. Like, I felt an incredible amount of similarities between BioShock and System Shock 2. To be expected by this point in time, everybody knows that the two are basically connected via Ken Levine. And moving on to do the first BioShock game, there were a lot of mechanics and a lot of storyline elements that were the same, and it was nice going back and seeing where that all came from, so I'm not ignorant of that fact at all. But playing the second game, beating the second game, everybody makes a joke about how nobody ever actually beats System Shock 2. But going back and playing the remaster of the first game, it really gives me perspective into the whole thing. I don't know if I'm brave enough to actually play the game as it actually was back then, but this is pretty nice. I'm not even really all that frightened by this game. I get it's supposed to be scary, and there are some jump scares, and they do get you a couple times really good, especially when you don't see it coming. When you have an assassin that sneaks around the corner or something like that, or you get jumped by a couple of mutants here. But 2 was frightening, in my opinion. When I was playing through that, I had like an absolutely massive sense of dread from that game because I was on my own. There was absolutely no help. I was policing my ammunition, and nowhere was safe when I was reading audio logs or doing research or something like that, so it was very easy to get jumped by someone at the last second. And like hydroponics, we all know hydroponics. If we've been there, that's something that's not going to be leaving us anytime soon. Or even a little bit earlier, the engineering deck, depending on how far ahead you got, whether or not you encountered certain enemies over others. 1 is not really scary. It's not scary in the same sense that, yeah, you are still alone, but like, I was nowhere short of ammunition this time around. I learned how all my weapons worked. I learned how to properly manage my inventory, and I know when to use what. So by the end, I was swimming in bullets I wasn't even using. So it sort of takes away from the horror factor, but it does add to the intensity because it's close quarters, and you'll still never know when you're going to be jumped or when you're going to get into a situation where the game will throw a bunch of enemies at you at once, and you will have to deal with them. I don't know if this game is ever actually going to get released, since they've been working on this forever, and it seems like the third game is in a little bit of a uncertainty loop right now as well. So I want to see where it goes, but it was nice going back and sort of quasi-experiencing what everybody experienced back in the day with fresh perspective. I never grew up with any of this. This probably would have been too spoopy for me when I played, but now I can go into it with a fresh set of eyes. We all know how the story goes by this point, but now I get to experience it from beginning to end. So that's my 2 cents here. Enjoy the footage. You can see a lot of raw reactions and stuff like that. And I really wish I made it to that elevator at the end before Unreal Engine gave out. But thanks for bearing with me here, and I will shut up now and you can enjoy the rest of the footage.
We're finished. Keith and the others went down the access corridor an hour ago to fight the mutants. None of them have come back. Soon the mutants will come for the rest of us.
Has come back from recon without Alan. He says they took Alan into a room marked cyborg conversion, and now he's a cyborg assassin. Carl marked the room with the word "here" before he ran. One of the technicians says we can just flip a switch and make the converter a surgery unit again. With only 12 of us left, though, it may be an academic point. Maybe someone else should have been leader.
Got the supplies from the West Wing. Hansen and Rain killed by mutants nesting the access corridor. We can't just hide here. They're killing us one by one. In an hour, about 20 of us are gonna rush them. We'll try to break through the access corridor and then go to the bridge. If we fail, God save our souls.
last ones who hasn't changed. SHODAN must have altered the healing machine I installed in Alpha Quadrant. It does things to people now. I think I saw Beth yesterday, but she had so many implants I couldn't be sure. If I can get to the machine, I know I can set things right again.
Active station restoration procedures online.
Directive to Cyborg F-71. We will now test the virus in a proper environment. Move mutagen experiment V5 to Beta Grove on the executive level. Let the virus infect the grove and exert its effects on vegetables and animal life forms. When the cell is infected, we will release it on the Earth, where it will facilitate our conquest. are you? The computer nodes can be repaired, but you... Who are you? My cameras and probes scan your body, but you do not match any employee file. When my cyborgs bring you to an electrified interrogation bench, I will have your secret. And you will learn more about pain than you ever wanted to know.
hideout there. We can destroy the laser by firing it into the station's own shields. Isotope X-22 is stored in the science level, and we need to bring it down to the reactor level to power the shields. Then you turn them on, use the safety override code to enable the laser, and fire. The laser controls and my notes are on the science level, and the override code's in the science library. I have no idea how you're gonna do all this, but good luck.
Now we've got to get to the bridge and stop SHODAN. Some of us want to go to the flight deck and escape instead. Hopefully, there's still some weapons and armory we can use against the mutants. Todd Blankenship was able to get the combination, 705, from a security officer. We're gonna try for it tomorrow.
Survivors can hear me. Please, some of us are still resisting SHODAN. We have a sanctuary in Beta Quadrant, guarded by a radioactive trench. There's a force bridge that operates off a wiring panel. If you're coming in from Alpha, our guards will extend the bridge for you. Be very careful. Mutants are all over the corridors. Good luck.
Status report. We're holed up in the Beta Quadrant behind a radioactive trench. The mutants are scavenging for food in the corridors and nesting in Gamma. I sent a party to the West Wing for supplies maybe 12 hours ago. Nathan Darcy is thinking of ways to disable the mining laser. It looks like we might hold them off. Gunther was killed today. I can't let myself think about it. I think I understand how Shodan is doing. When we destroy the cameras and CPU nodes, Shodan loses some of its control and the station functions, at least on this level. I think I can restore manual control in the hospital.